The July 4th sale continues at Premier Heating and Air. Get a free programmable Wi-Fi thermostat with the purchase of any new heating and air conditioning system, with payments starting as low as $89 a month. Call Premier Heating and Air today at any of our convenient locations. This offer absolutely ends July 31st. And remember, less than perfect credit is no problem with Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company.
Welcome everybody. I'm glad to be here at Oconee Fire Line Technical College today. Michele Strickland, we've been on before together on a few occasions, and Sherry Yearty. Sherry, this is our first time.
It is.
And I'm so glad y'all here today. Look, kick back, you're gonna wanna hear this show today. I had to do a whole lot of studying for this because we're talking about artificial intelligence. We're not talking about aliens. You may think it's alien by the time we get through, but I hope we can simplify it today. But ladies, artificial intelligence is truly taking this world by storm. And we've all had it in some part of our lives. I don't go anywhere without my navigation, or there's self-driving cars now. So we already rely on artificial intelligence. And I love GPS most of the time. You know, sometimes I think, where is it taking me, and end up on a dead-end dirt road or something. But they've done pretty good perfecting it. You know, it's a lot better than it used to. But artificial intelligence is here, y'all, and it's here to stay. You can count on that. But Michele, tell us in simple terms, what is artificial intelligence?
Well, James, thank you for having us today. Sherry and I are certainly no experts in artificial intelligence, but we too have done a lot of research. And the simplest definition we could find is artificial intelligence is giving the ability to a machine to perform some very basic human tasks. Also, now though, we're hearing of some advanced human tasks. But in each of these, the artificial intelligence reduces the effort required by the humans. So it does have benefits for us, such as GPS, to which you referenced.
Sherry, businesses especially use something they call ChatGPT. I've read a lot about it and still don't understand. So I'm here today at Oconee Fire Line, and I'm depending on Sherry to help me out there. So.
Well, ChatGPT is one of the platforms that you can use. It's text-based, that you can use to generate all kinds of information. A student could use it to generate an essay. A business person could use it to generate a recommendation letter. A marketing department could use it to generate marketing information. I actually have the ChatGPT on my iPhone, and it's very easy to use. It recognizes the voice as well as your keying in text. It is the fastest growing app in app history. I think that's kind of neat to know. Many people are using ChatGPT. The Google side of that is Google Bard. It's just as easy to use. You're at our presentation on Wednesday to the chamber, they'll actually see some documents that I generated using my cell phone while I sat on the edge of my sofa on a Friday afternoon.
So I hear what you're saying, but is this ChatGPT like when I have voice-activated text, am I using artificial intelligence there?
You are.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That? We've got artificial intelligence on the set. That's pretty cool. We just got it right here amongst us, so, and I'm very comfortable with it. You know, it's really, Michele, I was telling you, our audience is taking us by storm, literally. But in 2021, global artificial intelligence was valued at $327 billion. In the next few years, it's going to be at $1.3 trillion. So, Michele, how powerful is artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence runs the gamut of applications, from ones you've mentioned that are very basic, such as our GPS, or Alexa at our homes to turn on music or to turn on a light, or our smart refrigerators that can generate a grocery list because you pulled the milk carton out and didn't replace the milk carton, to uses in business that extend to reading an x-ray image and looking for any small irregularity on that image that the human eye may not be able to detect yet, to, of course, the very advanced that can be used in the military realm to read images, but also then to run military objectives with or without human intelligence behind that. So AI can be very simple, make our everyday lives easy, to those that are even more futuristic than the Jetsons, which we all remember watching and thinking that was extreme uses of technology. Those more advanced uses of AI even exceed our imagination at this point.
And there's no telling what our grandkids are going to see in their life. What my grandfather, he's born in 1898, died in 1976, but he still didn't believe man went to the moon, because think about it, when he was born, there was no cars.
Right.
So how in the world can man go to the moon? I've said often to my dad, what would my grandpa think now with the internet? And I still ain't figured out a fax machine, and then they're done with how that same document moves through to hundreds of miles, cross town, whatever. And I'm in the TV business, and I know how we broadcast, but even then, you know, sending that picture, like I mentioned off camera, we've had 4 million people visit our YouTube channel in the last year, and most of them are right around Middle Georgia, and a lot of them are multiple times now. It's not 4 million individual people, but there's also people around the world watching. So, and I feel sure there are people probably that, you know, lived here, they're in the military, whatever, I don't know that, but we track all those numbers, and those numbers, I looked in the last 90 days, there's only 7 of them in other parts of the world, but most of them are right here in our market where Oconee Fall Line serves. But I saw where 38% of U.S. jobs, Sherry, were at risk in the next 6 years. So is it going to cost us jobs in the United States?
Well, the simple answer to that is probably yes, to some extent. A little more complex answer is AI is not going away, machine learning is not going away. It's time for people to get trained, get new skills in dealing with AI. For example, Oconee Fall Line is turning to training employees, training students to work in warehouse automation with robotics in our mechatronics department, in our business services department. It's got to be known that banking and financial institutions will have a paradigm shift as far as AI is concerned. That's going to be driven by customers who are wanting more and more technology involving their finances. Cybersecurity, our cybersecurity department will be touched big time by AI technology. So simple answer, yeah, some jobs will go away. The complex answer is no, not really, as much as some people like to think, but get those new skills. Come to OFTC.
Yeah, and we got to take a break, but there's over 100 programs to choose from, degrees or certificates or whatever. But start, if you didn't graduate high school, come on out to Oconee Fall Line, because it's great. Every year, ladies, at graduation, you'll see people get the GED. 2 or 3 years later, they get their degree through allied nursing or criminal justice, cosmetology, diesel mechanics, truck driving. I mean, and where else can you go to a college for less than 6 months and get a degree in truck driving and start out about 60 grand a year? Y'all, that's a lot of money. That's a good amount of money to start a job. It's hard work like any job, but you can get it all started right here at Oconee Fall Line Technical College. So we got to take a quick break. We'll come back right after this.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and air conditioning unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new unit, Amana offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff can help you today at Allen's Heating and Cooling. Your Amana dealer. Amana, last and last and last.
Hey, I'm Heather Harrison.
And I'm Kim Bracewell.
And I've been a member of Fairview Fitness Center for 10 years.
And I've been a member for over 20 years.
We love taking the strength training class here. The energy from the teachers is just fantastic.
And also, I play racquetball and would love to have you come play racquetball with us.
So come join us at Fairview Fitness Center.
Welcome back, everybody. Continuing our conversation. If you're just joining us, we'll air this program again, or you can go to our YouTube channel at TV35 and watch it in its entirety. Watch it just as many times as you want to. Michele, y'all are making this, Sherry, y'all making it so simple. You think y'all were sweating. I was sweating this because this is way beyond my pay grade, artificial intelligence. I mean, it just the word sounds scary, but when you break it down in simple terms, as long as we're prepared, it shouldn't be that scary. But Michele, who coined the phrase artificial intelligence?
We may think artificial intelligence is a newfound technology because that's all we've heard about on the news for the last 6 months or so. However, back in 1935, Alan Turing first began exploring the use of artificial intelligence as he was a crypto analyst during World War II. He was stationed in England. So he first began using artificial intelligence and coining the use of that as a military operation, and that has blossomed through what we have seen now, whether it's ChatGPT or the use of Siri or Alexa or our cars that will parallel park and direct us to the best possible route and around construction. So artificial intelligence has only grown from those very basic beginnings.
Sherry, what's the pros and cons of artificial intelligence?
Some pros of AI technology would be a chatbot that all of us encounter when we go to a website. It's the little icon sometimes in the lower right-hand corner that says, "Hi, do you need some help?" Of course, that's always helpful. That's one big pro. I think a major con is going to be privacy concerns, because with AI technology, it's able to manipulate vast amounts of information, and that includes our own personal information. So we have to be very diligent there as far as privacy.
I don't know about that chat box down there, because I'm always wanting something specific and they want to give me something general. And that's why I need to talk to somebody. And we're never going to do away with humans. I mean, they need us. I mean, at some level, even though they may need to be retrained or we need to be retrained or whatever. But Michele, IBM says that they have a product. It's just mind-boggling that they can say within 95% accuracy who will quit, what employees will quit Oconee Fall Line Technical College. I did not see y'all's name on there as quitting. So Erica, just so you know, I know you'll watch this at some time, so the president of our college here, but y'all were not on IBM's list, so I just transparency there. So what do you think about that, Michele? I mean, that's, and I could go on with examples, but that's pretty strong there.
It is, and as you step back and look at the technology, you can't help but be impressed that it's that smart, while at the same time it is a little scary to think that technology is looking at our characteristics, our behaviors, and making that decision about us. At the college, on a more localized level, there are tools within our learning management system, within the college databases, that can predict how a student will persist. Will that student stay enrolled? Will that student get through the course? And all of that data that we can't wrap our human minds around is being processed in milliseconds with that AI technology. So like you said, we may have to upskill. We may have to change our thinking a little bit to figure out, okay, how can I use this to improve employee morale if that's an issue with the employees leaving? Or do we need to provide better training for our employees so that they stay with us longer? So I think the basic thrust to consider when you're looking at AI technology is not how does it threaten me, but how can I use it to get the most out of it to benefit me and my company?
And we need to learn the words to the Jetsons, don't we?
We do.
The Jetsons.
Love that show.
Oh, I'm telling you, we grew up on that. Some of you watching this, you younger people think, what is them old people talking about? But Sherry, 54% of executives say that artificial intelligence will increase productivity. With that in mind, how does that play into the business model here at Oconee Fall Line?
I absolutely think that it will increase productivity. I read a quote that said defects in products affects a company at 20%. If AI technology can better those defects and that percentage gets reduced greatly, the bottom line is going to be much better.
Yeah, the more we study about it, the more I get excited about it. All this, when I was born in 1960, yeah, the term might have been coined, but the rest of it, even when I read Orwell's book, 1984, I said, this guy's, he's a mad scientist. But now he was a little late on it, but everything in that book, if you go back and read 1984, just about everything in the book's come to pass.
Let me expand just a little bit on what you were saying about how it affects here at Oconee Fall Line. We have a lot of healthcare programs, and there's this robot called Moxie. It's an AI robot that will help healthcare employees do the lower skilled jobs, like run and get supplies. And it was funny that you brought up the Jetsons, because when I looked at the video about Moxie, it is an actual robot that looked like the, what was the maid's name on the Jetsons? Yeah. I forget her name. Hazel, maybe? I forget. But it did, you could see it running into the supply room and getting supplies for an operation that was about to take place.
That's wonderful. Yeah, and you see, they got them in restaurants now. The robot comes and waits on. I don't know how much we're going to tip them, but I do like a real waiter or waitress, because they're trying to earn a living, and I believe in tipping. If you can't tip, go to McDonald's or something, you know. But those people work for a living. That's my commercial there during this show. But 4 out of 10 people say they would get in a self-driving car if Uber pulled up. Now, I'm asking both of you. Michele, I'm going to go to you first. Sherry's got time to think about it. But would you get in that car if it pulled up and there was nobody in it?
I think personally I would have a really hard time trusting that car to get me to my destination safely. However, I'm not opposed to turning on my self-steering, and when I'm driving down the road, let my car do the steering, or my cruise control monitor the traffic in front of me and adjust the speed of my vehicle as I go. But I always know I'm behind the wheel if something goes wrong. So a totally self-driving car without a person there to be the backup would be very scary to me.
And you sitting in the back seat. Especially you on the interstate running 80 mile an hour, or say even 55 for that fact. But so you wouldn't get in it, you think, if it pulled up?
I don't think I would.
It would probably say, "Get in, Michele." And you said, "Nope, I'll wait on."
I'll wait on the next one.
Yeah, I'll get the next driver. Okay, Sherry, you had time to think about it.
I have. Well, I'm going to concur with Michele. I'm not ready to get into that self-driving Uber either. Part of my job is working big time with technology, and I always like for the bugs to be worked out ahead of time before I get that technology. So I think I would want to know that a few more people have been in that self-driving car before me.
We're unanimous on this set, because I'm surely not getting in one with nobody in there, especially sitting in the back seat. You know, I'm with Michele there. If I'm up front and I can take over, my grandkids, when we get to our road, we live out in the country on a dead-end country road, they like to drive. And I say, they think they're driving all on their own. Well, I got my hand right down here because if they jerk the wheel one way or another, I still got to be in control, especially when a 5-year-old, you know, is behind the wheel of my car. So we're going to take another break, and we're going to come back and kind of wrap things up. It's like a preacher. When they say in closing, you know, we never believe them because they're really not closing. They close about 7 times. Mine did yesterday. So y'all stay with us, and we'll come back in closing. We'll be back right after this.
David sells cars well at Dublin Nissan.
Scott sells cars well at Dublin Nissan.
Dylan sells cars well at Dublin Nissan.
We do cars well every day at Dublin Nissan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dustin Gay. I'm a local orthopedic surgeon with Houston Clinic Orthopedics, and we'd really like to invite everybody to come out to our new office facility to take a look at it. It's a larger space with physical therapy, and we're just excited to have it, and we'd love for people to come out and visit us.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to kind of wrap things up. We're going to take just a few minutes here, but Sherry, what jobs will be most impacted and least impacted?
Well, I think definitely the companies that are involved in automation will be hugely impacted. The information that I've been reading said the banking industries, the financial industries will be hugely impacted. Least impacted, good gracious, James, I'm not sure if I can quote a job that won't be impacted in some form or the other, from the lower impact to even the most highest impact.
Michele, how have y'all prepared here at Oconee Fall Line for this?
ChatGPT really became a concern of ours last fall as cheating scandals were popping up across the nation, and the threat of students being able to, in 30 seconds or less, have a detailed research paper generated to turn in to their instructors, caused us to pay attention to artificial intelligence a little bit more. So we were part of a committee that the Technical College System of Georgia founded. One of my English faculty members serves on that committee and has created statewide trainings for all of the technical college faculty to participate. She has become our expert at providing our faculty ways to incorporate ChatGPT. We certainly can't escape the artificial intelligence that's there. That would be irresponsible of us. But what we do need to do is show our students how that artificial intelligence can be used in a productive way, how it can help them become a better writer, how it can help provide them guidance, provide them some direction and information, but then also help them analyze the shortcomings of those documents as well. So we have really embraced the technology, but at the same time taken a stance that allows us to see not only the benefits of it, but also the drawbacks that exist.
So it's going to be hard to plagiarize, huh?
It's going to be hard to plagiarize. Most of our plagiarism detection tools, as Sherry can say, over the last year have all started developing increased technology to catch those who are using ChatGPT. And although it can pull data from such a wide data set, ChatGPT has been found to create its own information that is not always accurate, and to fake sources. And as you've seen on news shows, there are deep fakes that exist that are all generated by that artificial intelligence.
Oh, that's the scary part. Just when I'm starting to feel good, you start scaring me again. So yeah, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We've come a long way since I remember the girls and young boys would come around selling encyclopedias. And we did a term paper, book report. We pulled out, you know, if we was doing it on Mars, pull out the M and take off, you know. No, I don't even know where, maybe in an antique store or a secondhand store, but I wouldn't even mind having some encyclopedias. They probably worth something today, you know, just, but oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to, I don't know what they charge for late fees, but it'll take me a while to get through it. I used to check out the book Gone with the Wind every year on, the bookmobile would come around, you know. I've never read Gone with the Wind. I just checked it out because it was the biggest book they had. And I never did. And I like the movie, but you know how big that book is. I mean, there's no telling, probably 1,000 pages or more. But Sherry, how long, and I hear what y'all are saying, but how long has this been on the radar here at Oconee Fall Line?
About a year. As Michele mentioned a few minutes ago, we first had an English instructor raise the red flag about ChatGPT. She had started it, having students experiment with it a little bit. So as you can guess, it has exploded since then, hence our presentation with you and at the chamber as well.
What are the main types of AI, Michele?
AI technology ranges from what are called weak AI technologies, which means there's a very narrow focus for that technology. So under those examples would be specific task-generated AI, such as Siri. Asking Siri a question, Siri provides you the answer. Or using Alexa to turn on your lights or to turn on a radio station at our homes, or even text predictions. As you're doing that text message and a word automatically appears that you really didn't mean to be there.
Scary.
It's a little scary. We think it's reading our minds as it puts in those predictions. But then there are other forms of AI that are coined under strong artificial intelligence. And one of those is artificial general intelligence, which basically means that that AI technology thinks just like a human would think, has the same capability as a human. And then the artificial super intelligence means that that machine's intelligence exceeds the capabilities of the human brain. And as we get into those is where it really does get scary. Wow. Because the artificial general intelligence, I don't mind having technology help me and predict things that I can't predict, but I don't want the intelligence smarter than I am and making decisions. And of course, that leads to a lot of the risks and the concerns we've heard with artificial intelligence as you look at military operations. We certainly don't want that intelligence making a decision whether or not to drop that bomb, send that missile, you know, confront that country without there being human intervention and discernment involved to weigh out the benefits of that decision.
Yeah, because we were talking off camera a while ago. It can be hacked, just like that car that is self-driving, and we're not going to be in the back seat of the Uber car. We made that clear. But some of you, 40% of 4 out of 10 Americans said they would get in that Uber car. Usually, now if one more person walks up, maybe they might do it, but we're not going to do it. I got to ask this, Sherry. This is the question I wanted to ask the most, but where does China play in here? Are they going to be a superpower at this like they are at most things?
Well, I can't imagine that China is not going to be involved big time. In fact, there is an AI arms race for sure going on right now. Everybody wants to be the first to get to use or develop particular technology. And a note of interest is that ChatGPT is credited with starting this arms race. So, oh yeah, China will be involved.
What about these robotic vacuum cleaners? They just take off and vacuum your house for you. They know when to stop if you got a sunken living room or whatever, but that's got to be part of AI, isn't it?
It is, but you, the consumer, you program it. You've got the input there.
So there again, we talked about it earlier, we got to have humans. You cannot take them totally out of the equation. You may have a robotic waiter or waitress, whatever you call them, at a restaurant. Somebody's got to cook the food. Somebody's got to put it in. Somebody, you know, you still got to have humans. You just got to. But before we close, I want to ask each one of you. This time I'm going to let Michele think about it, and I'll go to Sherry. Is there anything you want to say before we close, Sherry? Anything we hadn't covered?
Well, we obviously are touching just the tip of the iceberg of AI technology. It is not going away. I would say don't be afraid of it. Embrace it in the areas that you can, from the lower technologies such as the Siri and Alexa and the self-driving cars. That's something that we encounter every day. Want to know more? Come out to OFTC and let's talk.
That's a great tip there. That is, isn't it, Michele?
It is.
We ought to end on that, but I'm not. I want to know if you got anything before we close.
Like Sherry said, any technology is a little scary and off-putting to us, but as we look at ways that technology can enhance what we do, can improve the world we live in, it is up to us to use our discernment as to positive uses of that technology, but also to remain reticent and ready as those stronger AI technologies come about, to realize human input is still the key behind it all. But as James pointed out earlier, we do have to upskill. We do have to keep up with the trends in technology. The internet has not gone away, although we thought it might not last when it first came out. Neither will this technology. So being able to embrace that, expand your learning, expand your knowledge is always the key to staying abreast of any new item.
I feel better already. We can make much ado about nothing, and this is not nothing, but as long as we're prepared. It's like the skills for new industry that come in. Oconee Fall Line has been a major player. And the technical schools of Georgia has been a major player in all the many jobs, not only Brian Kemp, but Governor Deal. We're the #1 place in the nation, Georgia is, to do business. And the technical systems of Georgia is a major part of that. And we're in the Louis Livingston building here. And every time I pull up, I'm in awe at what Mr. Louis, he was a mentor of mine. He was a dear, dear friend. But when he first told me they wanted to bring a technical college here, I said, what in the world we need a technical school for? And he explained to me, everybody don't need to go to college at a university or whatever. We need HVAC people. We need truck drivers and all these 100 degrees, there's more than 100, that you can come out and go to work. And what I love about y'all, and y'all are a big part of it, you're Vice President of Academic Affairs and you're Director of Instruction, so y'all are major players there, and I love it because women pretty well run this school out here. That's why I'm so comfortable here. And no, I don't work here. I'm asked that many times, y'all know that, but I don't work here, but I do work here. You couldn't find a better advocate because Oconee Fall Line Technical College, y'all are vested in that student, and just about everyone has a job when they leave here, and they have almost or no debt to pay off over the next 10, 20, 30 years, all these student loans we hear about in the news, because of what y'all do here. And you are vested. And it's got to make you feel good. And I said that was the last question, but I got to know from each one of you, when you run into students in the grocery store or something, it's got to make you feel good, don't it, when you hear the stories of, I'm a nurse over here, I'm a respiratory therapist, or like Chris Kersey. He graduated from here, and he went on to be the head honcho over respiratory at Fairview, and he's gone on to a bigger job now. So, but the grounding, you know, the common denominator between many people we could name is Oconee Fall Line Technical College. Y'all got to feel good working here, don't you?
Absolutely. It's the best job. I love being able to see our students in their chosen career fields having great success, seeing their confidence grow, seeing them being able to provide for their families is just the ultimate reward for working.
And that's why I love to be here. You know, we got a job fair this week. You do everything you can to help people get in a job and, like you said, provide for their family. Sherry, thank you. Michelle, thank you. Always good to talk with y'all. And thank you for joining us today right here on TV 35.